Your front porch might be the safest place you know, until it's not. This one started with a woman casually pacing the neighborhood, until you realized she was holding a knife.
And attempting to break into multiple people's homes.
She didn't yell. She didn't run. She just walked from door to door, trying the locks and staring into windows.
Mommy's home! Mommy's home!
And here, another woman slammed her fists on a stranger's door, mumbling one phrase again and again. Mommy's home. After this, you'll never hear a knock the same way again. These are the most chilling Ring doorbell encounters ever recorded, and they hit disturbingly close to home. Before we dive in, if you've ever checked your doorbell footage and seen something you can't explain, hit that like button. And if you've ever experienced something creepy on your porch, drop your story in the comments. We're reading every one of them. This next clip feels like something out of a horror film, but it's chillingly real. The footage captures a woman who appears completely unhinged, pacing through a quiet neighborhood with a knife in her hand. She doesn't seem scared or lost or even confused. She seems determined, and that's what makes it terrifying.
I heard my back door open, and I slowly came to.
Without hesitation, she begins trying to break into multiple homes, walking right up to doors, rattling handles, and even peering into windows. Her behavior is erratic, her expression unreadable. She's not hiding the knife either. It's in plain sight, glinting in the light as she moves from one house to the next.
That captured video of who police believe is the same woman.
There's no shouting, no demands, just a silent, unpredictable menace. What could have pushed her to this point? Was it a mental health crisis, drugs, or something darker? We may never know. But for the families inside those homes, watching her through blinds or security cameras, this wasn't a question they had time to ask.
Been violated as a family.
This was survival. Imagine being inside, hearing the doorknob jiggle, and seeing a stranger with a weapon on your porch. No motive, no warning, just chaos, inches from your front door.
Their greatest loss is the feeling of comfort and safety in their own home.
This footage is more than unsettling. It's a harsh reminder that real threats can come in the most unexpected forms. Not every intruder looks like a criminal, and not every warning comes with time to prepare.
This woman, take a good look. Several homeowners in Denver are hoping that you can help police track her down. She was caught on camera trying to break into 2 homes.
Some threats don't break in. They just walk up like they live there, blade in hand, and dare you to stop them. And when they do, you better be ready. What would you do if you saw this outside your window? Comment below. Would you call 911, freeze in place, or grab something to protect yourself? There's something deeply wrong with this footage, and it all starts with a clown. It's not a circus, not a birthday party, just a porch where he stands with a handful of colorful balloons in silence. The clip shows a mysterious clown slowly walking up to a house, with the steady, eerie footsteps of a figure that doesn't belong. He's holding balloons like he's heading to a celebration, but his blank stare tells a different story.
Go ahead.
What's his purpose? Is this just a prank gone too far? Or is there something darker pulsing beneath the surface? At first, it's just bizarre, but then it gets disturbing. As the clown reaches the porch, he stops and locks eyes with the doorbell camera, never blinking, never flinching, still staring, still silent. And that's what makes it unbearable to watch. Because this isn't some loud, attention-hungry stunt. It's quiet, controlled, and measured, like he knew exactly what he was doing and exactly who was watching. There's no knock at the door, but a clown, a weaponized stare, and a handful of balloons that feel more threatening than festive. What kind of message was he trying to send? Was this a warning? A joke? Or a twisted form of psychological torment? Nobody knows who the clown was. and to this day, he hasn't been identified. But one thing's for sure. After watching this footage, you'll never look at balloons the same way again. Because sometimes, the scariest part isn't what someone does, it's what they don't do. And this clown? He didn't say a word. He just stood there and watched. Real clown or just a sick prank? Let us know in the comments. Was this harmless or something much more sinister? And if you're still watching, you're officially part of the Brave Squad. Hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. It only gets darker from here. In this encounter, caught on a Ring doorbell camera and later shared online, an ordinary night turned into a scene straight out of a psychological horror film. It begins with loud, frantic thuds, rapid, rhythmic banging that startles you, even through the screen. Standing at the door is a woman, disheveled, disoriented, and holding a lit cigarette between her fingers. Her expression is blank, almost hollow, but her movements are erratic, as if something unseen is controlling her.
Mommy's home!
She slams her fists repeatedly against the door, muttering something that quickly becomes clear. Mommy's home. Over and over again, sometimes calm, shrieking. Mommy's home. The repetition isn't comforting, it's terrifying. The tone swings from flat to maniacal. She doesn't seem to blink. Her eyes are locked on the peephole, like she knows someone is watching, and she wants them to.
Mommy's home!
What makes this encounter so chilling isn't just her words or appearance. It's the atmosphere. The silence between her knocks. The cigarette that never leaves her hand. The subtle sway of her body, like she's barely standing upright. It's as if she's possessed by a memory that doesn't belong to her. She tries the doorknob, never walks away, and keeps banging, muttering, and staring. And then, just as suddenly as she arrived, she disappears into the darkness. The footage leaves more questions than answers. Who was she? What did she want? And who exactly was Mommy? Whatever the truth is, one thing is certain. No one inside that house will ever forget the night Mommy came home. This next clip feels like something you'd expect from a dark drama, but it happened in real life, right on someone's porch. It starts with what looks like a heartwarming moment. An elderly woman steps out of her car and slowly approaches another older woman seated peacefully on her front porch. At first glance, it feels like a kind gesture. She appears to be praying, even offering soft kisses on the woman's cheeks. A comforting, innocent scene, or so it seems. But as the encounter stretches on, something begins to feel off. Without the seated woman realizing, the visitor's hands aren't just holding her in prayer, they're working. Subtly, carefully, and with disturbing precision, the woman removes a necklace from around the other's neck. The victim never flinches. She doesn't notice a thing, not even when the thief quietly walks back to her car and disappears. This clip struck a nerve online, not just because of the theft, but because of who committed it. We're often taught to trust the elderly, to assume they mean well. But this serves as a chilling reminder. Trust should never be automatic, because even someone who looks gentle, speaks softly, and pretends to pray might have their eyes set on your valuables. It's betrayal in its purest form, and it leaves you questioning how many other moments like this have gone unnoticed. This footage is a masterclass in manipulation, and it's a stark warning. Evil doesn't always wear a mask. Sometimes it wears a warm smile. This one really makes you question who you trust. Have you ever seen a moment like this, where kindness was just a mask? Tell us in the comments. We want to hear your story. This next clip is enough to send a chill down anyone's spine. Not because of loud bangs or screams, but because of how quietly it all happens. It starts with a stranger, a man no one recognizes, wearing ordinary clothes but with intentions that are anything but innocent. In broad daylight, or perhaps in the calm of dusk, it's unclear, He casually walks up to the side of a home and slips into the backyard like he belongs there.
I have lots of opinions on things like music, movies,
But he doesn't. There's no knocking. He doesn't hesitate. His movements are slow but confident, like he's done this before. He scans the area, checking windows and possibly doors, looking for a way in. That's what makes it so eerie. This man didn't stumble into the wrong yard. He chose this house.
I have 5 minutes until I start doing something. Now the intruder in my house.
Who was he? What did he want? And what would have happened if the family had been outside? Thankfully, the home had surveillance in place. The camera captured everything, and it's this silent footage, free of drama but heavy with implication, that sends the strongest message. Some intruders don't smash their way in. They stroll in like they've done it 100 times before.
I have lots of opinions on things like music, movies, and books.
Whether it's a doorbell cam, a sturdy fence, or just staying aware of your surroundings, this clip is a powerful wake-up call. You can't stop every threat, but you can be ready for one. Because behind every calm backyard and quiet street, someone might be watching, and all it takes is one unlocked door. This next clip is as terrifying as it is real. A scene that could happen to anyone, anywhere, in the blink of an eye. The footage begins with what seems like an ordinary moment. A woman pulls into her driveway, steps out of her car, and probably thinks about groceries, work, or dinner plans. What she doesn't realize is that just a few feet away, someone is waiting. A man is crouched behind a nearby parked car. He isn't moving, barely visible, but he's watching, waiting for the perfect moment. And then, he strikes. He rushes forward, grabs the woman, and in an instant, snatches her belongings. It all happens so fast. 1 second, she's alone and safe. Next, she's being attacked by a complete stranger in broad daylight, right at her own doorstep. The most terrifying part? She never saw it coming. Thankfully, this story doesn't end in tragedy. Her screams for help alerted her brother, who ran outside and intervened, forcing the attacker to flee. The woman, though visibly shaken, wasn't physically harmed, but the emotional scar. That's something no camera can capture. This footage serves as a haunting wake-up call. It's easy to let your guard down once you're home and to relax the moment you pull into your driveway. But this clip shows that you don't have to be in a dark alley to be a target. Sometimes the threat waits on your own driveway. The lesson here is clear. Stay alert. Scan your surroundings. Trust your instincts because one moment of distraction can become a life-changing encounter. And sometimes, evil doesn't knock. It hides in the shadows and waits for you to step out of the car. If these real-life horrors made you glance over your shoulder or check the peephole twice, you're not alone. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's waiting in the next video. Because the scariest stories don't come from haunted houses. They come from your own doorstep. So stay alert, stay locked, and tell us, what's the creepiest thing your doorbell has ever caught? Because next time, it might be your footage we feature.